Hey everyone, this is Suraj, and today I'm going to show you how to create an AI agent that can build company pitch decks on its own. So we'll be using Presenton underneath. So Presenton is this open source tool that helps create presentations with UI or through API. So we are going to use API for it, and let's get started with it. So we'll build a command line application today over a Python script that takes some inputs and then finally gives us the presentation at the end, the pitch deck. So the working of this agent is going to be that it will first ask the company URL. So we need to provide the URL of the company, and then it gives us asks us for the relevant questions. It reads the metadata, it reads the company information, and then processes it with AI. And after processing, it kind of asks us some questions to like know more about the company. After that, it compiles everything with AI, and then sends it to Presenton to generate beautiful pitch deck with AI. So this is going to be a workflow. It is pretty agentic for now, as it kind of make decisions on what questions to ask and then compiling it in a structured format to create presentation. So it does a bunch of AI stuff over here. So we can safely call it an agent. So let's move ahead with it. Everything I'll do today will be from this guide. I'll add the link to this tutorial in the description of this video. You can check it out from there. So we'll follow this guide from head to toe to create this agent. First thing is that we need to run Presenton instance. That is a part of our that is first part. To prepare the environment, we need to set up Presenton instance. Now I've talked about setting Presenton instance in a previous video, so you can check it out there. I'll add link to it below. So it talks about setting up Presenton. It gives you a taste of what Presenton is. So do check it out and come back to follow over this. And next is we'll need to export open AI API key. So we'll do some AI stuff over here. So make sure you have an OpenAI API key. We'll use OpenAI over here. So yeah, I've set up everything over here in my environment. So I'll not do this. After that, we'll have to install Python requirements. This is going to be a Python script. So we'll need to install that as well. I've already installed the requirements. So it'll install a bunch of packages like Request, Beautiful Soup, OpenAI, Pydantic. We'll use all of them in this video. Okay, now let's start constructing our agent. So first step will be to create a script file. I'll call it pitch deck agent.py. Okay, we have our pitch deck agent. Now let's paste in our libraries. Let's import our libraries that will require to run this agent. Then let's initiate the agent first. Let's set up OpenAI. This will basically give us client to work with OpenAI. Then I'll just go to the end of this tutorial guide and copy the end part. I think it will help us understand it in a better way. I'll paste it over here. So this is basically the execution flow of our pitch deck agent. Now let's go through it line by line, and we'll kind of understand what this does and how it does. So first, it'll just ask in the command line when we run it the company URL. So we'll provide the company URL, Presenton, or for example Google, and then it'll take that URL and it will pass the URL to this method called. Okay, so this should be method, right? This run should be a method of this pitch deck generator class. So yeah, now we should pass to this method called fetch company info, this company URL. So let's copy this method called fetch company info. Let's see what this does. Okay, now you can see that this method takes a URL that the user will pass. It kind of calls the URL and extracts title and very basic meta description and passes it out as company info. It also gets H1s and first paragraph. So uh, basic info that will help AI understand what this company does from the landing page. So it will do that and it will pass the company information as a dictionary. Then the dictionary is passed to this method called generate questions. So let's check out what this method called generate questions are. Okay, we have this method. Let's copy it and let's paste it over here. Okay. Now you can see that generate questions, this method takes in a dictionary called company info. It creates a prompt and then it passes it to OpenAI to generate questions to ask. So it asks, I think, it prompts it to give exactly three questions. So you can do as many as you want, but it does three questions and then it passes those questions here. So after that, we get our questions to ask the user again based on the information of the company. Then you can see that after that, the script kind of passes the questions to another method called get user answers. Now let's check what this method does. Let's copy. Now this get user answers method takes a list of questions and then it asks the users in the CLI itself the questions and gets the answers from the users and bundles it up and returns it. So that's our answers. Finally, we pass the questions and answers and the company info, all the information to this method called generate pitch deck structure. Let's see what this method does. This is our method and let's now this generate pitch deck structure takes the dictionary, the company info and the answers and it basically creates prompt to generate structure for the pitch deck. So it does that and asks OpenAI to generate. The structure is then passed into this another method called generate a presentation. You can see the structure and the company info. So all the information altogether is passed into this method called generate presentation. Let's check what this method does. You can see it takes company info and the structure and then it creates a prompt out of all the info and then it sends to presentation finally. So Presenton finally to generate PowerPoint, the pitch deck, our final product. So it kind of sends the presentation prompt. It sends the number of slides to generate and the language, theme, and export as the file format PDF or PPTX. So this is the basic format you can send to generate presentation through Presenton. The presentation is generated. It might take some time to generate pitch deck. After pitch deck is generated, prints the results. So we'll get the path of the presentations being generated. We'll shortly see how, and then we can check out the resultant pitch deck. Let's run our pitch deck agent and let's try to generate a pitch deck. Now it asked for our for URL. I'll just enter google.com. We'll now go to google.com and fetch required information from there. It asked me information for google.com. Business model, I'll say ads, target market, whole world, unique value proposition, best search sorry, and it'll now generate structure for us. And now it's generating presentation. It might take some time to generate the presentation. The presentation has been generated. We've got the static URL for the pitch deck from our Presenton server. We'll just copy it and load it over here in our browser. You can see the pitch deck from Google has been generated. We have all this slide for different purposes. I don't think it's usable at this point, but you get this point, right? So you can tune it to fit your purpose. You can add UI to it. You can do all sorts of things with it. If you learned something from this video, please like this video, subscribe the channel, and don't forget to start our GitHub repository. It encourages us to contribute more to this amazing project. Have a great day. Bye.